What's good, everybody? This is your boy BNB Black Man Bolden. I'm the host of the BNB Show. Thank you for being here. Um, I take what Elon Musk says very serious in regards to X being the new place for media. A lot of people get their news source from X. I know that I do. I wake up in the morning, I start going through my X feed, and he's exactly right. I know a lot of people who do the same thing. And what brings me here? Stock market corruption, man. Illegal, naked short selling of companies that I own, AMC, GME, HYMC, brings me over to X, formerly known as Twitter. That's the reason why I'm here in the first place. As I got to do more and more research, I started to see how politics really does affect investing in the stock market. In terms of what does and does not get done. It raises a lot of questions, right? So it brings me here, man. You got BNB. I am a new newsacre on my own show. I'm glad to do it, man. I'll admit I never had this much interest in politics before, but once again, corruption on Wall Street brings me here, and it makes me a lot of bit more interested in politics, and have a lot of interest in the administration that's coming in. A lot of interest in Elon Musk and what he says about X, and I agree. So I want to start this one off. We're going to talk about a few things, but what I'd like to start off with is Elon Musk, the owner of X, formerly known as Twitter. Will he buy MSNBC, and is it a good idea? So let's take a quick look here, man. The person who even started this whole thing was Don Jr. Donald Trump Jr. He started this whole thing about seeing MSNBC. Because of poor ratings, from what we understand, they are on the chopping block. They are actually going to be sold, from what we understand. Don Jr. said, "Hey, Elon, I got a great idea." A lot of people took it as a joke, but then now people are starting to melt down over it, man. They're starting to crash out. You're starting to see people crash out and upset about this. But let me tell you something. There's a reason why X viewership and people coming on X and using this for a news source is because legacy media has lied to us so much. MSNBC, your viewership and your ratings have dropped significantly because of the lies that's been told. People do not want to hear lies anymore. We don't want to hear you guys consistently try to change a narrative or push a narrative, and it appears like it's nefarious. People are tired of it. You got people like myself out here reporting the news, man. But let's take a quick look, man. Let's take a quick look at some of the media that's crashing out over this. And we got some media that loves the idea of Elon Musk owning MSNBC. MSNBC, man. Wow. Could you imagine? Can you imagine? Because Elon Musk he did post on X asking how much is it, which he did the same thing with Twitter. How much is it? That's how it all started, right? Just an idea. So let's take a look here, man. Let's take a look and see what Elon Musk is. Let's see what the media thinks about the potential of Elon Musk buying MSNBC.
I hate this damn debate about we don't need the media. It is not true. Think about what makes this. I love this country. I'm a beneficiary of this country. Some from Wisconsin who can come and start two companies, be up here, win an award, sit next to Mikey. I'm a beneficiary of it. But there's something about the country. There's something about it, right? There's something about freedom, capitalism, the animal spirits of democracy. But at the core of that is maybe transparency, maybe a free press, maybe the ability to do your job without worrying to go to jail, maybe the ability to sit in a war zone and tell people what's actually happening so they're not just looking at distortion. Matters. It matters profoundly. It's why it's not like we just love getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning doing this every single day. Like, we do it because we love it. We do it because it matters. The work that we do matters. Everything we do is under fire. Elon Musk sits on Twitter every day, or X today, saying like, we are the media, you are the media. My message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You're not the media. You having a blue check mark, a Twitter handle, and 300 words of cleverness doesn't make you a reporter any more than me looking at your head and seeing that you have a brain and telling you I have an awesome set of tools makes me a damn neurosurgeon, right? Like, what we do, what journalists do, what you did in Mississippi, what Al Jazeera does in the Middle East. You don't proclaim yourself to be a reporter. Like, that's nonsense. Like, being a reporter's hard, really hard. You have to care. You have to do the hard work. You have to get up every single day and say, I want to get to the closest approximation of the truth without any fear, without any favoritism.
You know, that's a joke. Without any fear or without any favoritism. So let's just make this clear. Let's just be honest here. You have certain media outlets that they're either right wing, left wing, and they make no bones about it. Clearly, they will send information about the opposing the opposing party, whether you lean towards Democrats or you lean towards Republicans, right? They are going to say things about the other party, and a lot of times it's not even true. I mean, you just take a look at it, a lot of the things that was said about Donald Trump, and now the left-wing media is attacking pretty much everyone he is putting in place in his cabinet and other positions, right? No matter who the person is, they are attacking it. They want to cast out. They want the public. So basically what they want is they want the public to have doubt in Donald Trump before he even gets into office. All of the people that he has put in place or he's attempting to put in place, they want to go ahead and cast out. They want us, the people, to doubt Donald Trump. See, this is the thing about legacy media. We don't want the lies anymore. This is the reason why you have people starting podcasts. This is the reason why people are reporting the news. Yes, we can report the news. We can actually curate and repurpose the news on several different social media platforms. So yes, we can go ahead and report the news and give our take on it. See, that's the difference now. Regular people can give their take on the news. We can go ahead and do our due diligence, see what we think is true and what we think is false, and give our opinions on it. There's a reason why mainstream media ratings are dying. There's a reason why viewership is dying, because people don't believe you. They don't believe you. The reason why they're even talking about selling MSNBC is because the ratings are down. The viewership is down. People have spoken. People have reelected Donald Trump. People have gone away from left-leaning media. CNN is in trouble, from what I understand. Ratings are down. MSNBC in trouble. For sale. Quite possibly going to have a new owner in Elon Musk, and it's driving them crazy. So let's continue.
You don't do that by popping off on Twitter. You don't do that by having an opinion. You do it by doing the hard work.
Yeah, come on, slow clap, everybody. Whoa.
Well done.
First of all, I've got to say, extraordinary content. It needed to be said.
Yeah.
It continues to need to be said. When all of the garbage is flying around on social media, lying about reporters, lying about the hard work they do, lying about the hard work editors do, lying about everything up and down about not only their alternative set of facts, but alternative set of facts about what people like you do. And I love how you connected reporters in Mississippi in the 1960s to reporters fighting for their life to get the story out in the Middle East today. Jim, it was very powerful.
Really good.
Very powerful. Even if even if we had to beep you more than we would if we ran a Dave Chappelle concert,
I
it was
liked
still
it,
good.
Jim's mild mannered.
He
preached it, though. The cadence, I mean, I might get him ordained.
Well, let me just say, why this is so important right now, more than ever, is because critics of the press are feeling more empowered than ever to lie more than ever. I've had friends for years going, I'm so overwhelmed, Joe, by the news. I don't read the news. I go, where do you get your news then? Epic Times. I go,
Oh, God.
You get your news from a website run by Chinese by conspiracy theorists in a Chinese religious cult.
Just so you know, this is the Morning Joe. This show's ratings also is slipping, way down from what I understand. Viewership's way down. Ratings are down so much so that they finally had to reach out to Donald Trump to actually have a meeting with him at Mar-a-Lago.
You saw that story that MSNBC hosts actually went to Mar-a-Lago to have a conversation with President-elect Trump. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so apparently Mika and Joe Scarborough went down to visit with Donald Trump over the weekend to reset their relationship. Yeah, my guess is that they're not going to be getting many calls from the White House unless they do reset their relationship, Maria. Look, all these people who talked about this being Hitler and how Trump was the most horrifying and scary thing that ever happened to our country, all of a sudden they want to make nice with him. I think it's mortifying. But I totally get their impulses. They were dishonest. They lied about who he was. And now he's president with a majority of the country voting for him. So you know what, Maria? These organizations who are losing ground, losing money, they have to come round. And I don't mean be obsequious, but at least they have to be in the conversation. And you don't deserve that if you're lying constantly about who this man is.
Yeah, and I would throw celebrities in there as well. Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
Oprah getting up to the microphone and telling us if they don't vote Kamala, they'll never vote again.
Yeah.
Why lie to your fans, Oprah? Why? Why are you lying to your fans?
Perfect example of that are these two who host Morning Joe. They are slicker than slick and sicker than sick, right? These are people who, at the time, married to different people, happened to fall in love with each other and then form this sort of new super union of ego. Imagine the number of mirrors in their homes just to simply get a little glance at themselves. I know, hopefully not in one room, but you get my point. There's plenty of reflective surfaces of which they are impressed by in their own homes. And they, of course, came out and said, after calling Trump Hitler, and just every single day, 3 hours a day, the most boring hate on Trump. Oh, well, now peace at our time. They went and saw Trump in Mar-a-Lago. I hate that Trump met them because he should have kicked them to the curb. There are plenty of people who even probably were supportive of voting for him in 2024 who are going to be kicked to the curb because they weren't sufficiently loyal enough for 4 years. These guys tried to shiv the knife every day. I hate that he met them.
Yeah, I do too. I can't stand it. And it wasn't just Hitler and fascist. It was also 8 years of racist, sexist, rapist. That's what he was being called all over their show and MSNBC. And it's all just forgotten. It's a nothing. He's not a rapist. He's not Hitler. And Trump allowed it, right? Trump likes attention. He wants them talking about him. He wants them saying nice things about him. He doesn't need them. And of course, I think Trump, too, is happy to see somebody bend the knee, which was fun to see. Bend it. Get down. Nice and low. Pucker up. Lick the boot. And now
Kiss
the backside.
The ring. Kiss
Do
the
it
ring.
again.
Lovingly.
That's the only thing I like about it. Like, lower. on your bellies now. Lick it. Do it. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I'm enjoying about this. And then slither back to your studio and try to tell your audience that you convinced they just elected Hitler and a rapist, that, why wouldn't we talk to him? Now he's worth talking to.
Yeah.
It's about two things. One, their ratings are in the toilet. They've beyond circled the bowl. They've lost half of their audience, and they're doing what they can to generate interest in the show. And Trump is a ratings machine. And so they're excited about the possibility of maybe a Trump interview, which everybody will watch, and they'll be relevant, and they'll be talked about again, and they can save their multi-million-dollar contracts because they won't be fired, because they'll generate ratings. And the second thing, and I actually think these are in reverse order, because the second thing I think is the most important to these two, and it is the access to power that they crave. And this is what I find so unattractive, Paul. And that's why this guy, who has no integrity, was able to, in March, say, the best Joe Biden ever. And then after that debate, have to look us in the eye and say, okay, he's got to go. I admit it. And then after a week of pressure, turn around and say, maybe not. And then when it was a foregone conclusion, thanks to Pelosi, say, Kamala Harris is the one. She's a solution. Yes, she's magical with the words. Can't believe how great she is. And the Democrats are right on point. There's no other option in Hitler. And then when Trump won, to turn around and say, not Hitler.
This just happened. And there was a lot of people that was on the Democratic side that was upset about it. So after, I think him and Donald Trump hadn't spoken in 7 years, he caved in because he knows people want to know about Donald Trump. We are past the whole line about politicians. We actually want to see what's going to be done. There's real issues out here. We're tired of the misinformation. We're tired of, we're just going to go ahead and name call this person to death, and then have people doubt him or doubt his picks or a little bit of it all. People that are common sense thinkers, we don't care about that. We want to know what is going to be done about the issues that Americans care about. That's all we care about. What's going to be done? Myself, I care about what's going to be done in the stock market manipulation to Donald Trump's company, DJT, stock market manipulation, allegedly to AMC, GME, HYMC, MMTOP, and other companies. Even Elon Musk has talked about it before. So these are the things that we want to know. We want to know what's going to be done. What's going to be done about the safety of the company, safety of our country, securing the borders. We want to know what's going to be done about high inflation, what's going to be done about overspending by the government. People can't afford to live. They can't afford to eat. These are the things we want to know about. We're done with the name calling. We're done with the lies. And you guys are suffering. This is why they're so upset. They're charged up. Don't believe me. Look it up for yourselves. Look up the Morning Joe's ratings. Look up MSNBC's ratings, CNN's ratings. You take a look. They're down significantly, and now they're on the offense. They got to do something, man. They got to do something.
That is where you get the no. Or if social media, people lying every day, every hour, every minute about the news. What you do matters. What the New York Times does matters. What the Wall Street Journal does matters. What Jonathan Lemire does matters. What the Financial Times does matters. What NBC News and MSNBC reporters do matters. It matters.
And it doesn't mean there aren't things that we get wrong. And the reason I guess I was hopped up at that speech was I listened to so many reporters who feel like the industry's going to hell. Nobody trusts them. They're demoralized. And the truth is we don't have time to be demoralized. We don't have time to whine. We have to do our job. Like, there is a information war out there, and there's still tens of millions of people that depend on great reporting. And it's our job to make sure we create viable businesses around it, and that we really do try to get to the closest approximation of the truth. Maybe do a little bit, maybe be more curious than condescending. maybe a little more fearless than foaming at the mouth. And I think if we can do those things, I think we can win back people who are skeptical. The entire social media ecosystem, a lot of the things you just mentioned, they feed off of all of us trying to get to the closest approximation of truth. So people just I think they need to calm down. I know there's a lot of your viewers who kind of wish that sometimes everything was just like boom, boom, boom on one side. But we have to bring people facts. We have to bring people clarity and hopefully reported insights so they can ultimately make better decisions and understand a very, very complicated world.
He said, bring people facts. Stop lying to people. Sometimes you get it wrong. We already know you paint a narrative, and you try to undermine. You try to undermine the truth. Legacy media lies so much. This is the reason why people have left. This is the reason why people said, you know something, enough is enough. I'm going to go ahead and find out the information myself, look in multiple sources, and then you come to the determination of what you think is the truth. And I think a lot of people who look at it that way, they have more of a common sense approach. It's more pragmatic. These people, they were used to, and when I say these people, I mean legacy media was used to just people being indoctrinated. Just go ahead and listen, and we'll follow by childlike faith. They are suffering now because people have taken the red pill and said, no, what you're saying is a bunch of lies, it's misinformation. You're trying to mislead us because you want us to believe a certain narrative. From whatever it is, man. And you see this a lot on political forums, political news. You see it a lot on political news because there's an agenda. I'm not saying that both sides don't misinform, but these media outlets here, left-leaning, Democratic media outlets, it seems like they have been the ones that have been pushing a false narrative, giving misinformation. Seems like they're the party of violence. They want to name call. They want to go ahead and paint. They want to paint the president-elect in a certain light, and people have had enough. And I'm going to tell you, even Democrats, I'm a former Democrat, even Democrats that are friends and family members, we can actually have discussion without being at each other's throats, right? Even they are tired of the misinformation. They're tired of the name calling. Okay, we get it. You're trying to paint him in a certain light. We don't care. We care about issues. That's all we care about. What are we going to do about the problems in the country? That's all we care about. And these are Democrats that voted for Kamala Harris, Biden people, Obama people. They don't care. Most of them don't care. They want to know what's going to be done about the country. We're tired of the propaganda. Enough already. That's why legacy media like this, ratings are in the toilet.
By the way, we've got great viewers. And you know what our viewers are? They're family. We got a family that understands because they've been around. You have a family that follows you that understands because you've been around. The New York Times has a family. Wall Street Journal. These places that have great reporters, right? They don't need to worry about what happens over the next 5 minutes or the next 5 weeks or the next 5 months because you print truth all the time. And like you said, this is what gets me. Is somebody pops off on Twitter or some other social media and they lie. They make mistakes. You know what the cost of that is? Nothing. They do it again. In fact, it helps them because algorithms are rigged. So you stir up shit and the more you can get people angry, the more followers you get. But also now it's monetized to help you lie.
The more you hate, the more you make.
Yeah, there you go. I like hey, Rev, did you preach for you next weekend?
That'll go viral.
I like that.
I like that.
But Jim, here's the deal that I explained to my friends that go into the gutter and get disinformation. I say, there's no cause for them lying to you. But if Jim VandeHei has a reporter that gets it wrong, well, they're editors. If the New York Times gets something wrong or the Wall Street Journal reporters get something wrong, they're editor after editor after editor after editor, and they check it and they make sure it's right. They make sure it's double and triple sourced, and still sometimes they get it wrong.
Mm-hmm. And still sometimes you guys will lie. You guys will lie. Let's face it. Let's face it. Mainstream media lies a lot. They lie a lot. And we're tired of it. That's the bottom line. You guys can sit up here and cry all you want. People have spoken. People have spoken in the election. They've spoken with the ratings and the viewership all down because you guys lie so much. We're tired of it. We would much rather look at the information ourselves from several different sources and then make a determination ourselves. We're sick of the lies. It's as simple as that. They don't want to take any accountability. Mainstream media takes no accountability for people leaving. Now they're pretty much begging, oh, we're family, we're family. No, we're not. You are supposed to be an unbiased news source. And most media is not. They're leaning one way or another. It's hard to find media that is unbiased, right? Okay. I seen a tweet from a gentleman on X that said, hey, we need to get more, left-wing thinking people back on the app. I seen Elon Musk say, yes, this is true. A lot of people left because Twitter, before Elon Musk bought it, it was left-wing. It was pro-Democrat. I mean, they even kicked Donald Trump off of the app. So much for freedom of speech. Donald Trump comes back to X. Elon Musk buys X. Donald Trump comes back to X. And now that Donald Trump has won, you have people that are left-leaning and Democratic people leaving X, right? Well, that's your choice. You guys want to be upset because your candidate didn't win. If your candidate had won, you would still be here. You would still be on X. Absolutely. You wouldn't be trying to go over to this other platform that I've noticed that everyone is trying to plug, right? When they depart X, they got to leave a video letting us know they're leaving, right? They got to go ahead and announce it. And then they're plugging this, they're plugging another app. So it is what it is, man. Bottom line, we're tired of the lies. I think it probably would be a good idea for Elon Musk to buy MSNBC.